Warning. RVB Recap contains spoilers for Red vs. Blue Season 14 and earlier seasons. If you haven't watched them yet, go watch them. Like, right now. Best episode yet. Hey guys, it's Ron from Funnecessary, bringing you our Red vs. Blue recap from episode 3 of Season 14 entitled Why They're Here. This episode directly answers the age-old question we've had since the very first line of Season 1. The red team's assembled, the blue team is complete, and it's time to get this simulation underway. But before we get there, we meet a very old friend, one that we've only really heard from once in the entire series, Private Jimmy. Church remembers Private Jimmy as one of his soldier buddies that fought beside him on Sidewinder. In this memory, Tex kills Private Jimmy by beating him to death with his own skull. We now see that Private Jimmy was a volunteer for Project Freelancer and was actually the body that the Alpha inhabited up until he was team killed by Sheila. I'm gonna get deep here. Take off this goof helmet for a second. I think it's so interesting that the three people that the Alpha is able to remember once it inhabits Private Jimmy are Tex, Leonard Church, and Private Jimmy himself. We know that in order to create the other AI units, Project Freelancer had to torture the Alpha AI. They found that pain was the best way to get a response, and those same three people that the Alpha remembered were those that could directly relate with pain. He of course felt a lot of pain from the death of Allison and the loss of Tex. He felt all the pain that Leonard Church originally felt, not to mention all the pain that Church inflicted on him through Project Freelancer, and from the sound of it, getting the Alpha embedded in Private Jimmy really hurt him a lot too, and that's a pain that Church feels because he is one with that body now. As if the story of the Alpha AI unit wasn't heartbreaking enough, the idea that he can only respond and make connections based around pain is extremely harsh to say the least. And back to the goof helmet. In this early look at the red team, it looks like Sarge and Griff really have a good relationship that they've built, kind of foreshadowing the fact that they don't have a great one moving forward, but I wonder what Griff did to blow it. Seemed like Simmons was on the outs and Griff was poised to kind of become the second in command. Not gonna lie though, I really dig the dynamic between Griff and Sarge being on good terms. Sarge and Griff, yeah, I ship it. I love the back and forth between Church and Tucker in this episode. It's really a throwback to some original Red vs. Blue and shows that these guys kind of hated each other as soon as they met. If Tucker was the first guy that I met when I came out of a coma, I would probably think he's the worst dude ever or the most awesome dude ever. Not really sure. In the last meeting between Vic and Agent Flowers, we see that Vic has a list of freelancers that can be called on for reinforcement. All freelancers that we never meet in the series. And then we learn why we never meet them. Once Agent Flowers trips over the cord, not only do we see Vic become the kooky cool Vic that we know and love, we see that those freelancers names changes to the simulation troopers that end up in Blood Gulch. Caboose, Donut, Sister, Jacob Jenkins, who isn't even really canon, I don't think, and another name, Cornelius Thromwell Andersmith. The only other Andersmith we know or have seen in the series is John Elizabeth Andersmith. Could Smith from the New Republic have ties to Red vs. Blue all the way back to Blood Gulch? Is his dad there? I mean, Cornelius Thromwell Andersmith, John Elizabeth Andersmith. 3 names, Half-Life 3 confirmed. Butch Flowers also momentarily breaks the fourth wall in saying that this simulation could go up to 14 seasons if they're lucky. Does this mean that they're only expecting this to go to 14 seasons? Is Red vs. Blue over at 14 seasons? Is this last season? Sarge's line about there being guns and grenades lying around everywhere really got me. I love the jokes and references they make to the limitations that they're forced to live within in the Halo engine. Out of the 3 episodes we've gotten so far, this has definitely been my favorite. I'm a huge fan of the time travel episodes in Season 3. The Rooster Teeth guys said that they never really intended for Red vs. Blue to go past where Donut gets the pink armor. So anything that happens after that, they had to make work with the story that they already had. And when you have the Freelancers and the Chorus Trilogy and everything that goes forward after that, there's a lot there that you can kind of play with the original stuff. And with episodes like this, you can make it seem like things were planned this way the whole time. Between this episode and 50 Shades of Red, I've loved this little mini arc. Both episodes were like callback city. References everywhere, old school Red vs. Blue here, retconning from future seasons here, but up on the horizon we see that we have animation done with stop motion using Halo Mega Blocks, which I'm so excited about. I love stop motion and I'm really excited for them to explore any kind of different animation style in telling this story. Maybe next week I'll put in a little bit of stop motion of my own, but probably not because it's really super difficult. Comment below with what you thought of this arc. Follow me on the Rooster Teeth site, SPAverageBro. Follow us on Twitter at It's Funnecessary and tweet with the hashtag RVBRecap. That's all for this week. We'll see you for episode 4. Sheila, please open the door. One character that stays pretty much stationary throughout the whole thing is our favorite Sarge. Is he a born leader? Absolutely. Is he a good leader? No.